My people, welcome Welcome to Storytime Africa, the home of powerful African stories that touch the heart, stir the soul, and leave you thinking for days. Today's story it will hold you. It's a tale of greed, truth, family, and a secret that changes everything. The title of today's story is The Cursed Inheritance. Sit well, relax, and if you're with a cup of zobo or palm wine, even better because this story no be ordinary. In a peaceful village nestled between the hills of Enugu, there lived a man named Elder Obinna. He was wealthy not just in money, but in land, wisdom, and the kind of respect that only age and integrity can earn. When Elder Obinna knew his time was near, he called his 3 children. Chijioke, the eldest, sharp, proud, always chasing more. Ngozi, the only daughter, gentle, kind-hearted, but often overlooked. Ikena, the youngest, quiet, clever, always calculating. Elder Obinna placed before them a large, ancient chest. The wood was dark and rich, but carved into the top were strange symbols. "My children," he said with his frail voice, "this chest contains your inheritance. But beware, only the most honest among you may open it without tragedy following. If you open it with greed in your heart, this chest will destroy you." The children stared at it, their hearts beating like talking drums. Days later, Elder Obinna passed quietly in his sleep. The village mourned, but the siblings, they stared at the chest. Chijioke, being the eldest, said, "Father meant it for me. As first son, it is my right." Ikena laughed. "Your right doesn't mean you're the most honest. Let's be wise and test ourselves." Ngozi said nothing. She sat by the chest every day, whispering, praying, hoping for a sign. One by one, they were each given a mysterious test that came to them in dreams the night after the funeral. Chijioke's trial. He woke up in a dream forest, where a poor man begged him for the gold in his pocket. Chijioke scoffed and said, "I worked for this. You're just lazy." But as he walked away, the man turned into his father's ghost, and the forest grew dark. Chijioke woke up sweating. The chest remained shut. Ikena's trial. He stood before a mirror that asked, "Do you seek wealth for love or power?" He smiled and answered, "Power, of course." The mirror cracked, and a voice whispered, "Not yet." The chest stayed locked. Ngozi's trial. She dreamt of a crying child with no food. She gave her only loaf of bread. Then a voice echoed, "The heart that gives freely shall inherit peace." The next morning, Ngozi noticed something strange when she touched the chest. It warmed beneath her hand. But the brothers were impatient. One night, Chijioke and Ikena agreed to force the chest open together. "Father is gone. This warning is just to scare us," they whispered. They broke the lock with a hammer. The moment the chest opened, light burst out. But instead of gold, snakes slithered out, spirits screamed, and the room began to shake. Chijioke fainted on the spot. Ikena ran, blind in one eye from a flash of light. The next morning, the chest was shut again. But it was no longer warm. Days passed. Ngozi stayed in mourning, confused and heartbroken. She hadn't opened the chest, yet her father's voice visited her once more in a dream. "My daughter," he said gently, "you chose kindness. Open the chest at sunrise." The next morning, she opened it with trembling hands. Inside, not money, not gold, but scrolls, land deeds, letters, truths, and a single letter addressed to her. "The greatest wealth I had was knowing my child would carry on with dignity and love. Use this gift to heal, not to boast." She cried deeply, and the village wept with her. Chijioke never fully recovered. He lived in silence, ashamed. Ekena wandered far, never settling. But Ngozi, she used her inheritance to build a school, a clinic, and care for the poor. When asked how she did it, she would smile and say, "The real inheritance was not the chest. It was the heart we brought to it." My people, what would you do if that chest was placed in front of you? Would you wait for the right time? Would you listen to your heart, or would greed take over? Let's talk, my brothers and sisters. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think truly deserved the inheritance? If you were one of the children, what choice would you have made? And if this story touched you even a little bit, or beg, click the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Storytime Africa for more powerful African tales that bring our culture to life. This is Storytime Africa, where every tale is more than just a story, it's a mirror to the soul. Till next time, stay kind, stay honest, and stay African.